Mrparka here to review another flick. The movie I got to review was sent to me by MVD. I've had it sitting here forever. It is Bandaged. It's produced by Abel Ferrara, the infamous director of Bad Lieutenant, Miss 45, Driller Killer, King of New York, which are all pretty sweet flicks. So I was kind of wondering what this would be like. I guess it says it would definitely get Cronenberg's seal of approval. It's definitely psychological. If you want to consider it even horror, it says When Gothic Meets Forbidden Love. There's a lot of forbidden love, not so much horror. It does have a lot of psychological aspects into it. Basically, the plot follows overprotective father who lost his wife to scarification and stuff, and he's a surgeon. He's doing these medical experiments about skin grafts and stuff, and his daughter ends up trying to commit suicide because she feels confined in the house. They bring in a nurse who's been blackmailed to stay there, and a forbidden love unfolds. She falls in love with the nurse, and of course there's some twists and stuff. The skin grafts, there's some trouble with them and stuff like that, and in a small little close-knit house, secrets are brought out, and it has a nice little atmosphere. There are sex scenes between these two women. We got the sultry nurse, I guess they call her, and the young girl. Some of the scenes, one of the scenes is kind of very much loving, and then another scene is very kind of rough. And if you like the lesbian stuff, then I guess you'd like this one. But this is a pretty intense flick, to be honest. I was kind of wondering at certain points in the movie, instead of like paying attention to lesbian sex, which I was like, wow, and then I'd be like, oh no, what if so-and-so walks in? I'm like looking in the corner of the screen for it, and you know, they play to that effect. Of course, the girl wants to be a poetry major and stuff like that. Her father wants her to follow in her footsteps, and that's when it starts. There's kind of a cool scene where it shows the lab mice that are getting experimented on all happy and stuff, and then the one lady opens the windows, and then later it shows them in the sunlight dead, and they've been exposed to the same stuff that she's being exposed to, so it kind of gives some nice foreshadowing. All around, it's a pretty well-made flick for this kind of caliber. Like, that's why I'm surprised I've never heard anyone talk about it. I mean, a lot of arts fans might like it. It's straightforward and simple, the plot, but it's well made enough for art fans to dig it, and the plot, I mean, a lot of people like the lesbian kind of fantasy films and stuff like that, so I figured they might dig this one. But the characters are all pretty decent. The father is very unlikable. He's very strict, stern, douchebaggish. But I guess the two leads who fall in love are likable. I mean, I couldn't find really a reason to dislike them. It does seem kind of strange and everything that takes place in a time back, and it doesn't give a real time, but you definitely can tell it takes place in the past, and it has a pretty gothic setting. I mean, she's walking around in these bandages the whole time, which looks pretty neat for most of the period of the time, but when she doesn't, there's a scene, kind of a spoiler, where they first make love, and the skin graft first got taken off, and they're making love, and the nurse is down on her, and she looks up at the end, and her stuff had started coming off, and that's a pretty horrific scene, which is pretty cool. And there's some twists, you know, some people are doing some shady things. But if you like this kind of like suspenseful horror type deal that has a decent ending, kind of a weird ending, I guess. Not super weird, but, you know, maybe a little up to interpretation, then check it out. It's Bandaged. The picture looked fine. It comes with stuff about the director, who seems to be involved with a lot of flicks like this. But I was impressed with it. I mean, not usually my cup of tea, but it was a tense type psychological horror type deal, which was pretty well made, to be honest. It was more well made than I'm used to be lately. But thank you for watching, and have a good one. Bye.
Tomorrow will be our day.